We've covered what psychology is, where it came from, and the big ideas that hold it together. Let's end somewhere concrete, because a lot of people taking this course are quietly asking, what could I actually do with this? The honest first answer is that psychology is one of the most versatile fields you can study, and most people who take it don't become psychologists at all. The skills you build, reading research critically, understanding what drives human behavior, reasoning about evidence, matter in business, healthcare, education, law, marketing, and public service. But let's talk about the field itself, because the titles get confused all the time. A psychologist, in the clinical or counseling sense, typically holds a doctorate, either a PhD, which emphasizes research, or a PsyD, which emphasizes clinical practice. Both involve years of graduate training, supervised clinical hours, and licensure. A clinical psychologist assesses and treats mental health conditions, often the more severe ones, and conducts psychological testing. A counseling psychologist does related work, often with a focus on everyday adjustment, relationships, and life transitions. Now, a psychiatrist is something different. That's a medical doctor, an M.D., who can prescribe medication and who often works alongside psychologists rather than doing the same job. Then there's the enormous world of master's level practitioners, licensed counselors, marriage and family therapists, clinical social workers who provide a huge share of the actual mental health care in this country, and who can practice with a master's degree rather than a doctorate. Outside the clinic, psychology branches everywhere. Industrial organizational psychologists work with companies on hiring, motivation, and workplace design. School psychologists support students in assessed learning needs. Forensic psychologists work at the intersection of psychology and the legal system. Researchers and professors generate the knowledge the whole field depends on. The path you choose shapes the training you'll need. A bachelor's opens some doors, a master's many more, a doctorate, the clinical and research careers. You don't have to decide today, but it helps to know the map. And that map is really what this whole course is, an introduction to a science and to the work it makes possible. From here we go deeper. The next chapter takes on the engine room of all of it, how psychologists actually do research and how you can tell good evidence from bad.